worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, and I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. 'Cause girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw you coming. You were so wild, but no, I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed. You know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said,
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. I forgot something. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. I just ran up 2 flights of steps and now I'm out of breath. It's okay. Anyway, great to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully, your weekend is going good. Yeah. So today we are going back to the Summer Wells case. We are going to be talking about, if you can believe it, Dawn was on Nana's for Life, Love Nana for Life. Her link is in the description for the replay crew. Mods will drop Nana for Life's link in chat now. He came up and answered questions. We did learn quite a bit on that stream. We're going to go over some of it. I won't be playing all of it because I want you to go over to Nana for Life and check that video out. But we did learn a few things, and one of them is that allegedly the day before Summer went missing, we'd kind of always wanted to know, what happened the day before, what happened the day before that. And Dawn says that they were up on the roof. Yes, the roof of the house, playing, and Summer was up there. So take that for what you will. Nana's Angels. Sorry. Did I say, I said Nana for Life, didn't I? It's Nana's Angels. Pardon me. Okay, sorry. Hello, everyone on my Kick stream as well. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Nana's Angels. Let me make sure that's right. Nana's Angels. Yes, Nana's Angels. I get Nana for Life and Nana's Angels. Yes, Vicky. Sorry about that. So Summer was up on the roof. Now, take that for what you will. Don said that they were up on the roof. And I have a kind of a problem with that, to be quite honest with you. It's not that they were on top of the roof. That's not only strange, but remember the day before Summer went missing, Dawn says that CPS was at their home. Put the one in the chat if that's correct. The day before, which would have been the 14th, that CPS was at the Wells home. Now, if that is true, I mean, and supposedly they knew that CPS was coming that day. Usually CPS doesn't make this announcement, especially when they're closing a case. But if that is true, would you really have your children up on the roof the day CPS is coming? I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't think like everyone else, but that's, we don't think like the Wells, and everyone is an individual. But can you, I mean, would Don really have Summer up on a roof knowing that CPS is coming that day? I haven't heard the roof situation until now. None of us had heard this roof story. And it seems like recently there has been some adding on to what has happened in the day or the day of that led up to Summer's disappearance. So either they're adding on or they're clarifying. That, who knows? This is the Wells, though. So we're going to talk about a few things in this stream. So sit back, chill out, and let's talk about this. We're going to watch Nana for Life's some of her stream, and we'll talk about some of Don's answers that he gave leading up to the question that I asked Nana for Life to ask Don. And that was, Don, did you ever own a red van? And Don says, believe it or not, Don says no. Now, my last stream, we talked about Jody Sue saying that she heard a vehicle, like a heavy vehicle, sound like it was going up the hill, but it didn't. sound like it made a full circle. And by the way, I think Jody Sue is extremely observant, or like her surroundings around her. I think she is incredibly observant. I think she's got this a memory of detail. I don't have that. My mind is blank 95% of the time, seriously. And some people just have that type of memory. But I was talking to her, and when she was talking about this vehicle, she saw a flash go up the hill, and it looked like a red collar, kind of like a dusty, or like the clear coat had been off of it. That's when me and uh, my research crew here started digging. And there is and has been a ton of vehicles on the Wells property. I'm going to show you some of that here in a little bit, just of all of the trucks, the cars, running, not running, scraps, motorcycles, mopeds, go-karts, bikes, boats, canoes, all up on the Wells property. And that's when, after I was on the panel with Jody Sue, we got to looking and thinking, did Don have anything red? Did Candace have any red car other than that Subaru? Because one of the constant themes has always been a red vehicle. It doesn't really matter. Now, some people believe in the red truck theory. Some people don't. Some people believe it's just, some random person, or, it has nothing to do with it. But whether it was Jody Sue or whether it was the TBI talking about a red truck, the one thing that is common is red. And that's really it. We don't know anything other than that. So we'll talk about that. Candace hates red cars. She said so. Well, she's been driving a red Subaru for quite a long time. So that's funny. So yeah, so we're gonna talk about it. All right, so let's get started. So this goes, we're gonna talk. This is Nana for Life, and she's a sweet creator, and she's love her to pieces. I go in her chat all the time. If you haven't subscribed to Nana for Life, please do. She's constantly talking about the Summer Wells case. She really cares about these kids. And she has all different people from all walks of life kind of up on her panel. And sometimes you may agree with it, sometimes you may not, but it's a place where you can, go in and be respectful. And did I say Nana for Life again? Nana's Angels. I'm sorry. See, I told you, I've got the memory of a goldfish, guys. Not joking, like for real. All right, so we're going to watch this. Yes, Nana's Angels. Nana's Angels. Nana's Angels. Nana's Angels. Nana's Angels. We're going to watch this up until she asked the question that I asked, and that was, did you ever have a red van? And Don shockingly says no, which I proved that to be wrong the other day, because I actually have photos of Summer, Candace, and Dawn in the vehicle. But I also kind of have a new theory based upon kind of what Jody Sue's experience, and actually Cracking Cases did a video and of something, and I want to talk about that. So here we go. Nana's
After everything, you know, it's like,
let me know if y'all can hear that, by the way.
I don't know. Well, I hate, and I hate it that I'm going that way. I don't want to.
Could y'all hear that? Okay, thank God. So Don gives, in some of these answers, a lot of them actually, he gives his standard, in my opinion, BS, you know, regurgitated answer. But nonetheless, we're gonna talk, watch it until we get to my question.
Be that way, but it seems like I'm getting that way.
Right. Oh, all right. So before we get started, is there anything that you want to say?
No, I've said pretty much everything I've had to say. You know, I hear a lot of people, you know, talk. You know, like they know that we're guilty and stuff like that. You know, and you know, it hurts my feelings some. You know, but we have people, you know, that believe in us. So you know, it's
Right.
you know, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do.
Right.
We tried to tell people, you know, exactly what happened over and over and over for June 15th will be 2 years. And it don't do no good. I mean, it does with some people. I shouldn't say that. The people that matter, I mean, that's all that matters. But
Well, do you care if I ask you a few questions? They're not
that's
stupid
fine.
questions. Well, I mean, guys,
He,
does
he,
anybody have it?
he would never come up to our house. He might come up to bring a message for Jody Sue or something, but he would always go right back home. He'd never hang out.
Well, there's a picture of him, or they say it's him
I'd
sitting
like
in.
to see it. I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him. It might be one of the other kids that we've had up there, but I don't think it was ever him. Might be one of Sherry's or whatever her name was. One of their kids,
Yeah.
something like that. But I don't think.
So you don't think Damien had anything to do with Summer getting gone or anything like that, right?
As far as I know. As far as I know. But there's so many different possibilities that it's you know, and I don't want to accuse anybody without. But to me, you know, in my opinion, you know, you got we got a battle with DCS, the courts, and everything else. And in my opinion, they run with it.
Yeah.
You're going to hear a lot of Don saying that the CPS industry, as he calls it, is worth billions of dollars, and that they're making money off our children. And he says that they are kidnapping our children. Just a bunch of literal nonsense. Just literally nonsense. And you know, Don has never been able to take accountability for anything in his life, and that's why he is, in his eyes, a victim in all things, related to and unrelated to, you know, obviously Summer's disappearance, which, you know, if he is guilty, or if he is innocent, then he would be a victim. Now, as far as the other children go, I don't think he's. I think, you can have your own opinion, but I don't think that those kids were treated very good whatsoever. And he is not. Those kids, in my opinion, are the victims. Summer is the victim.
Yeah.
It wouldn't.
Did you have court the other day, Don?
Yeah.
Like yesterday or day before yesterday, something like that?
Yeah.
What'd y'all do it virtual?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't guess I could ask you what happened, huh?
That's just really basically just another postponement. Our country.
Okay, before we get to the our country, soapbox that Don's going to spew out. So he himself admits it, that he says it's another postponement. Take that what you will. This is Don saying this. Did they lose all of their rights? We technically don't know. Don says that according to all circumstances, that the boys have told him that they don't want to return, and obviously a judge or anybody's not going to make them return to a place where they don't want to and or don't feel safe. And also, not to mention, Don is here saying, I'm the victim. These people kidnapped our kids and all of that. Well, no, they didn't. They certainly did not. You said yourself that 110 Ben Hill was not safe for the kids. Now, you said it was because of outside circumstances. I disagree with that. They don't take away your kids from people outside your house. They only take away your children if something in the house is unsafe for them. And that would be, in my opinion, Don and Candace, and situations in the home. He also talks about, I don't know if we'll get to that in this, but he also talks about that Candace was blamed for something. He doesn't go into the circumstance and specifics about what Candace was allegedly blamed for, but that's something new. We don't know what she was blamed for, but it's an interesting thing that he said there. We never knew that.
The state of Tennessee gets $3.2
Here we
billion
go.
off of kids that are in foster care. So
Yeah.
they're going to want to keep any kid they can in foster care. That's a fact. They can sit there and argue, fuss and fight or whatever. That's just a fact. They're going to want to keep any.
It's nothing they profit off of, Don, by the way. It's something that cost the taxpayers. Nobody makes money. This actually cost the taxpayers.
Any kids they can in foster care.
Right.
It's a money-making business, just like the prison system or any other system.
Leslie Earhart, when she's talking on that news briefing, I think it was like their second or third.
Now, you can't compare child protective to the jail system, because a lot of people don't know this, but there are tons of private jails in this country that private individuals do make money off of prisoners. That is true. That is true. There are privately owned jails, but regardless, they did the crime. And if you do the crime and you are convicted as guilty, hello, you do the crime, you do the time. Still, nonetheless, there are many private jails in this country, and someone does make money, but it's, usually the state or that's paying to house this criminal.
She said a family member called 911, but she didn't say who.
You know.
What was we know you said you called because you wound up calling Washington County, and they had to transfer you.
I was in I don't know why I can't even remember the name of that town.
Jonesboro,
yeah. I was in Jonesboro. Candace called probably about the same time, I'd say.
Do you know why they haven't released those 911 calls yet?
I have no idea. I have no idea about any of it.
I'm sure he has an idea. He's probably not telling us. I actually asked another question, and Nana, thank you so much for asking Don this question, although we didn't get very far. I asked, well, does he feel like sharing what he said on that 911 call? And he goes into very non-specifics. But the day that he talks about Summer, the 911 calling about Summer, I don't know. We're just never, I don't know why they haven't released the 911 calls. It's frustrating. It's not because it's an open case. There's so many open cases out there. But if we are to take what Don said as true, there is a lot of coincidences and strange things that would have had to have happened, which I don't believe him.
But Hawkins County is kind of its own entity. I mean, I don't want to, let's just say I'm really upset about the whole situation, but
Right.
I'm powerless to really do anything about it.
Well, there's not many people that's in this chat right now that aren't upset about that.
Right.
Trust
me.
Yeah. Let's see. When you would come home, I'm talking a normal day, not like when you went and done anything with the kids or anything like that, Don. But when you would get off from work of an evening and you would come in, what would a normal day after work be? What would it consist of? What would y'all do?
Well, normally, I mean, we might do any number of things. I mean, Candace, like you can tell from all the pictures, she would take the kids everywhere. I mean, I'm glad and thankful she was able to do that. But normally we'd come in the summertime. A lot of times we just build a bonfire, go to fire, or I might go by and get some fireworks or whatever, and I might have a few beers, and just have a pretty good time, really,
Yeah.
I.
Trust me, I know how it goes. I raised.
Yeah, Don would, probably they'd get drunk and cuss each other, and the kids would have to listen to it. Most likely, that was a typical evening. And who knows what Don drug in the door that evening as well.
8 of them. And that's what we did a lot. Can you tell us by chance, if you remember, what did you say on the 911 call?
Basically, that our daughter's missing, and
this is the question she asked for me.
I don't know exactly I mean, that's all I know that I told him. I mean, I don't really remember.
Yeah. Okay, it's been said the boys saw her walk out the downstairs door and walked away.
Well, I don't know about walking away. They've seen her go down in the basement.
No, I mean they're saying that they saw her walk out the basement door.
I've never heard that before. Never heard anything like that because they were so busy.
2 years and he's never heard that one before. Okay, gotcha. He wants to play dumb. I'll tell you right now, I do not think Don is dumb. I think Don makes some extremely poor decisions, but I actually think Don is rather intelligent, especially in the criminal mind aspect. He really knows how to manipulate people, and he knows the streets. The man has been in and out of prison his entire life. This started, if you go back to, his childhood, he started allegedly assaulting his sisters at a young age. And he's just been a criminal his entire life.
In their games and stuff. There's no way they could have seen her walk out the basement door, as far as I know.
Right. I apologize for coughing, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. Now, there's a recording out there where Clyda Trent that she called you before Summer went missing. I'm assuming it had to have been on a Sunday or Monday that she called you. And she said that she was going to come and see you on Wednesday. And you said, well, I hope you know that CPS is going to be here on Wednesday. And she said, oh, well, never mind. I'll just come on Thursday. And you're like, no, go ahead and come on Wednesday. And it's also said that the CPS asked her.
And you're right. He actually admitted it. There really isn't an allegedly. You're right. He did. There's no allegedly to that. He admitted it. My mistake on that one.
The boys help with her until they can find placements. Is any of that true?
No, they dropped that case. Our original case was that somebody called and said that we was giving the kids loaded guns to play with. If you could imagine somebody calling CPS and saying that we was giving our kids loaded guns to play with,
So there is a photo of the three boys that is out there on Candace's old profile, and they are really tiny, and they each have a gun in their hand, and I think they're pellet guns. I'm pretty sure one of them has a scope. I don't know if BB guns, my pellet gun when I was a kid didn't have a scope, but maybe they were all three pellet. Two of them I'm pretty sure was a pellet gun. The third one I don't know, but literally the guns are taller than two of the kids. Like the kids are tiny. I don't know if that's the reason or that's what they were talking about. Why they called, I don't know, but Don is completely denying it.
So they dropped that. They, the day before Summer come up missing, they were up there. They seen Summer. They seen the boys riding their motorcycles. The two older boys had motorcycles and waving. I bought him that little electric motorcycle at Walmart, which that's a good little bike. Kids love that thing. But they was having a blast and showing out in front of the welfare workers. They were happy. Summer was running around and everything was it was a beautiful, beautiful day, June 14th. And for some reason, Summer asked me if she could get up on the roof of the house.
Right.
And she's never asked.
Is there sound? Someone said there's no sound. Hey, Muscles, good to see you, hun. Enjoyed your on the panel today. All right, so we're going. Okay, so I'm going to back that up just a couple seconds there. Is there sound? Just let me know, because Kim said there's no sound. It might be hers, but it might be mine as well. Okay, sounds good. Okay. Now listen, we are just now learning this 2 years later, what happened allegedly the day before. Now this is the day CPS is supposed to be coming out. Are you going to put your child on the roof of the house, a 5-year-old on the roof of the house, when you know, like, you know, they're coming out?
Off that. They, the day before Summer come up missing, they were up there. They seen Summer. They seen the boys riding their motorcycles. The 2 older boys had motorcycles and waving. I bought him that little electric motorcycle at Walmart, which that's a good little bike. Kids love that thing. But they was just having a blast and showing out in front of the welfare workers. They were happy. Summer was running around and everything was it was a beautiful, beautiful day, June 14th. And for some reason, Summer asked me if she could get up on the roof of the house.
Right.
And
okay, now let's talk about this. Does that seem as I get a little speechless sometimes. Don just says, CPS is coming out or CPS is coming out, comma, and Summer just randomly said, "Can I get on the roof of the house?" Huh, imagine that. I mean, listen. Like I have kids. They've never said, "Can we get on the roof of the house?" It's not. What, Don? I don't understand. Like, why would Summer just say, "Hey, Dad, let's get on the roof of the house"? Is there something more? Is there something more that he's telling us that happened? I don't know. And I mean, all of our minds are going like spinning here. Yeah. Hey, Dad, can I get on the roof? All right, let's listen to this. He's not done.
she's never asked that of me before. And I says, no, at first. I said, no. And I thought, well, says, I'll let you get up there, but you have to stay in the center of the roof and be away from the edge and be real careful. And the boys will go up there with you because we like to go up there because it's a beautiful view up there up the hill. You can see, a long ways. It's pretty nice. But so they went up there and they just kind of run a little circle there for a little bit, and then they come down and we settled down and went to bed that night. And
So, I wonder. I mean, honestly, this is bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me. And it's like Don saying Summer is Don will always justify something with, well, they wanted, Summer wanted to get up on the hill or on the roof, or the boys were the last ones to see Summer. They always he always puts it in, don't put that on the kids. Don't put that on the kids. And so I wonder why he's saying Summer wanted to get on the roof. This is pure speculation in my part, and it's not a fact because we have no idea. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, was there an accident that happened? You know, or you know how like you'll like you have kids and you'll do something outside with them, but like I don't know, mowing the grass or whatever, you help them or whatever, and then later they want to do it, mow the grass again or whatever, something that needs adult attention. And I'm like, did Summer try to go back up on the roof? Did she go back up on the roof with the boys? Did an accident happen? Like, it's all speculation. We have no proof. I'm not, but your mind can't help but go, like, what the hell? I don't know. Don is not credible. Oh, yeah, that's for damn sure. But that's just a weird story to say, oh, yeah, Summer wanted to get on the roof the day before she went missing. Never seen again. Like, you're just now telling us that? When we asked you, about Summer, tell us about Summer. Well, what's your favorite memory with her? In 2 years, you didn't say, favorite memory was, being on the roof with her and the kids. And, there, and he actually says it, not me. He says they were running around going in circles on the roof. That's exactly what I'm saying, Angel. It's like he always tries to place blame. It's manipulation. Yes, exactly. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Really, really need it. We really need those thumbs ups right now. And if you thank you to the mods in here today, appreciate you so much. And members, appreciate you. Patreons, thank you so much. And just thank you being here in general. If you can't be a member or subscribe or donate, the great way to help is just being here and hitting that thumbs up button. It is so important. Uh, yes. Jody, that's what I'm wondering. Is there an addict? Attic? Don't know. No idea.
That morning when I woke up was the last time I seen her when I left for work.
Okay. Somebody's asking, and I know I said I would hold the questions from the chat until the end, but okay, you're saying that you're having such a hard time right now financially. You're struggling, right?
Well, I mean, they're making me pay child support. Can't even
Yeah,
talk to our kids.
right. I understand.
So they're making him pay child support. You pay 33.3 effing cents per day per child. You pay $1 a day. I mean, it sounds like, like feed the children or something commercial for $1 a day. Uh, I mean, hell, Don, you used to have 4 kids that you were financially responsible for. And you took care of 4 kids. Maybe not the best, but you fed them. Maybe not great, but you had those responsibilities. And now you can't pay $30 a month. They're not in your care. The only people you are responsible for is yourself and your wife. That's it. And you're bitching about 33 cents a day, $1 a day for all 3 children. Oh, I can't, we've got to pay this child support now. We got to pay it. I mean, if I don't pay it, they're going to put my ass back in jail. I can spend $3,000 and, snort coke off of a Knoxville whore over there, but and load it up. But you know what? I can't. The 33 cents a day is just asking too much, brother. Yeah, you're an effing moron.
Office County charged me $15 a day for when I was in jail.
Well, now there's been a lot of people called on, and Hawkins County is saying that that's not true.
Well, we'll call the probation department and ask them. I mean, I don't know why they would say that, because that's, oh man.
Thank you, Patty.
All right.
Hearing gunshots. Yeah, it's true. They're charging me $15 a day. They can sit there and lie and say they called them, and they're
Okay, so Smiley called. This, what Don is, what his fines are not $15 a day. It has nothing to do with the reason why what he is paying for is for the domestic, the DV charges, and the GUN charges from 2020. Thank you, May. Appreciate you, my dear. That is the reason why he is paying those fines. It has nothing to do with $15 a day or him being in jail this past time. He is paying for the DV and the GUN charges from 2020. That 911 call that came in from Candace and said, and also in her own handwriting, that said, I do not feel safe around my husband, nor do my kids. That is what he is paying for. Has nothing to do with him being in jail this past time. It has to do from the 2020 charges. So when you heard that 911 call of Candace calling in on Don, and you could hear the kids slightly in the background, you could hear Don in the background, that is what those fines are for. That incident from 2020, not 2021, not 2022, not 2023, 2020. I feel like Barbara Walters on 2020. So that is what he actually thinks Candace called in that 911 call. Oh, well, he's really mistaken on that one, isn't he? So that is what. Now listen, if you want to support Don, whoever wants to support Don, I have no problem. Go, if that's your bag, go for it, girl. I don't want to pay for the sins of another human being, to be honest with you. And you're kind of, these are charges that Candace did drop. So technically the charges or the fines and stuff are from the GUN charges and all that. But just know exactly what you're paying for. If someone wants to help out him pay for his sins, that's your bag. But you never learn if you're not held accountable. in my opinion, and that's that. So I just know what you're paying for. It's not a $15 a day fee. Not a $15 a day fee. Now, just saying. Just saying. Okay.
Saying that's not true. Well, they should actually call and find out.
Right.
Okay, we did call and find out. I showed you guys the paperwork. I think this past stream and the stream before that. So they said, call the jail. We called the jail. Daisy said, call the court. They're the one that'll have it. And then Daisy said something to the effect of last night, well, I don't believe it, or what. I don't know what it is, but just craziness. It is what it is. He owes 4,000 something dollars, but it has nothing to do with last time he was in jail.
Sullivan County charges $150 a day. I'm pretty glad I wasn't there. That'd be up to $500,000. No,
Well,
yeah, they're charging me $15 a day. It's $4,200. I
right.
just paid off all my DUI stuff and reinstatement fees and all kinds of stuff. Got all that paid. And
Have you guys updated the child support?
Now that is true. He did pay a lot of that himself, and in my opinion, he should have had to pay it by himself. It's sad your wife couldn't afford $30 a month for her kids. You could afford thousands of dollars for, to get your ass out of jail and get your fines cleaned up there. Other than, what's left over, the $4,000 from 2020, but they was going to haul Candace's butt to jail if she didn't pay the child support. They came to Kathy's house.
Information since you got out of jail and went back to work?
we paid all that off. And ain't nobody send us no money to pay any of that. We paid that off. And the other night when we was on live with White Boy, some kind people, they'd send us some money, They
Yeah.
ended up sending us, I think they sent us $120, and I that's cool. I appreciate it. It does help. And,
Yeah.
and I don't see nothing wrong if somebody wants to help somebody. What's wrong with that? I help people. I see homeless out here, man. I might give them $5 here and there. What's wrong
Yeah,
with that?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on my $50.
On your $50.
Yeah.
$50.
You tell me what you're gonna have to send me $50 to buy the earphones the other day.
Buy earphones.
Yeah, you were telling me that the earphones at Walmart were $50. I told you if I had it, I'd sit up and watch it. You said, "Are you telling me I'm gonna have to send you $50?" I said, "Sure you are." My Cash App is on my damn channel.
Oh,
yeah. That's what you said the other day too. You laughed.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so Clyda, that did happen, but it didn't happen.
I don't know about Clyde. Who would record Clyde's conversation? I mean, nobody. Where we're from, we don't record people's conversations and stuff. Staff people in the back like that.
Clyda was interviewed by a
YouTuber. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Clyda was interviewed by a YouTuber.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, her family got her away from that real quick. Thank God for her.
So she's like your aunt, right?
No.
That's right, Sally. He'll give the homeless, his words, not mine, $5 here or there, but he's yitching about $1 a day for his own blood, his own children, the ones that carry 50% of his DNA. Make that make sense. It don't matter about, spending $3,000 on his blow, that's fine. But I'm having to pay his child support. Yeah. Yeah. $30 a month. And I know it's $30 a month. I know it is. You know how I know? I've seen it.
Oh,
I
she's
know she's not, but I'm saying she was your mom's best friend.
she was. She's yeah, we met her family in the Mormon church in Kingsport, Tennessee years ago, and they just become really good friends. We ended up helping build her husband's offices space and stuff, where he had built a bunch of a two-story office building.
Yeah, no, she owns some like 10 corporations or something like that. It's like a school or something like that.
No, no. He had Mr. Trent had a company that he had built from the ground up, but it was to do with I forget what they call that stuff, satellite imagery for property. I don't know what you call that stuff. I'm not that educated, but he ended up getting cancer and dying probably about 20 years ago or so, maybe longer. I don't know.
Okay, if I ask you an honest question, will you give me an honest answer?
Man, I've always been honest, unless I've been joking around.
Bullshit.
I
Sorry.
might joke around. At first, I was so upset with YouTubers. I might say something crazy just to mess with people. But I generally try to be very honest, and I have been about this case 100%.
Well, tell me your honest opinion about Mr. Tim Mullins.
Man, oh my gosh.
He is a creep, in my opinion. El Creepo McCreeperton, who is a media manager that does nothing but calls us YouTubians and talks like he's, from the 16th century.
Ooh,
Oh, it's a hard one, huh?
ooh, man. I don't know about that one. Ooh, man.
Don,
Well,
I don't want no damn bullshit now. You don't give me no bullshit stories.
I have to
Tell
laugh.
him, Nana.
Oh man, I have to laugh on that one. Well, let me ask you, what's your honest opinion of him?
I've told you plenty of times. He is not doing you no damn favors. He
Well,
is part of the reason that people hate you the way they do.
I don't know
The
about
shit that
that.
he comes out and says, and the
Yeah.
way he flip flops around. Oh, he's for you. Now he's not for you. He's this, he's that, and he's creepy.
Oh, we ain't creepy.
He is. Don, he hides. He never puts his face in front of a camera. He's supposed to be a media manager. He's
Well,
supposed to be in front
a
of the
lot of
camera.
people don't put their face on camera. That's just smart, don't you think?
Not for a media manager, because that's what the media manager is supposed to do.
Thank you, Nana.
He's
Thank
supposed to put
you.
his life out there. That'd be dumb, like I
No,
did.
no, 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 no. He's if you don't feel comfortable in front of the camera, he's
Man,
supposed to step out there.
I was on camera the other night, and I seen my buddy Randy the Roach. See what happens, man.
No, I'm saying you, instead of you going out there to the public, he's supposed to step out there in the public for you. That's what a media manager does in a missing child.
Yeah, but he's not supposed to ruin his life over it.
Well, no.
And YouTube will ruin your life, and you know that.
Well, I bet
This is the meteor manager who, when they got the letter or whatever saying that they are going to the Dr. Phil, he said, he screamed out loud, "We're going to Hollywood." Summer's missing. you're worried about Hollywood. That's disgusting. We're going to Hollywood. Do better.
He ain't stepped out in front of the mainstream media
Well,
either.
for one thing, really, he's not a media manager. That's a label that somebody put on him, and he's just kind of went with it. He's never claimed ever to be a media manager, ever.
Then what the hell is he then? If he's not a media manager, what is he? What is he? I mean, is he the creep that does YouTube or the website? What is he? I've never seen people with a missing child need a media manager or anything of what Tim is, in my opinion.
That's just a label someone put on it.
Right.
And he's like, well, okay, well, that's
Hang on a
whatever.
minute. Let me turn my light on so I can see. All right. Okay, let's get to the bones. I know how you feel. Thank you, Vet Girl. And thank you, Justice, for all a minute ago.
Thank you, Max Chica, for gifting 10. Yes, 10 subscriptions. That is so nice of you. Thank you so much, Max Chica. God bless you. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for your support on this channel.
For becoming a member too. I know you can't stand Don B. I know you can't.
Well, I can't. I like the guy. I come to realize that he's just absolutely schizophrenic and nuts, and he can't help it. I feel sorry for him. It's just one of them things,
Well, I don't know where his information come from because I didn't get to finish watching it.
out of his imagination.
But he says that it's reported that Candace made the statement that you did not pass your polygraph test.
Yeah, of course he'd say that.
And
Yeah,
that you weren't at work that day.
if I, well, that's kind of speculation that goes round and round and round, and so there's nothing I can do to prove to y'all, or nothing I can say to prove any different.
Well,
The only
I'm
ones that,
asking the questions so that you
yeah,
have a chance to answer them.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I've always told the truth, and I'll stick by that 100%.
Probably 1-800. You're right.
I've always told the truth.
Don wouldn't know the truth if it hit him upside the head.
So that's really the answer to your question right there.
Okay, you always told the truth. I would like an
Yeah.
answer to this one. No, it doesn't have anything to do with Summer going missing, okay? But I've got to know. Is your dad the Donald Wells, the
He's
bank robber?
bank robber.
Now, like, I've never heard of this one. I'd actually never heard of Don Wells, the bank robber. So I didn't know anything about this. I don't know if it's true or not. Nana's asking, and I still don't even know if, I guess there was a bank robber named Donald Wells once upon a time.
Where did that one come from? Wow.
Court papers out of
really?
Utah. Yes.
Out of Utah?
Yes.
Huh. I wonder how many Donald Wellses there are, though.
Well,
I mean, it is.
You might want to check into that one, Don.
Well, I don't need to because he's not, and he's a Korean veteran. And when he wasn't working at Hill Air Force Base, working on F-16s and F-4s and stuff like that for our country, he was driving truck.
Right.
He's a decorated Korean veteran. So,
Did
you know,
well, if he served our country, you give him my respect. How is
absolutely.
he doing?
Well, he's like 85 now, and he can't hardly get out of bed anymore or anything, and he's hurting. So, but he's really up there, you know.
Hey, did
Yeah,
Jose ever come back up on the hill after you went to jail and all that shit happened?
not that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the day I went to jail, this is one thing I respect Candace's mother for. She told him get his crap, all his crap, and throw it in the truck,
No,
and she's taking him to North Carolina.
Don's dad is not Korean. He was in the Korean War.
Or
Right.
South Carolina. Or I don't remember where it was, but anyways,
But it
she
was said
drove
that
him.
it was said that he went to jail at some point, and then when he got out, he came up there to get his stuff, and y'all supposedly got into
No,
it. And
she loaded his stuff up and drove him out of there. And took his ass back wherever the hell he come from, or whatever. I don't know, but she was tired of it.
okay, who was staying up on the property, Don, when Summer went missing?
It was just me, Candace, and the boys, and Summer.
So Marlena
Well,
and Billy Kitchener weren't up there.
About 2 weeks prior to that, Marlena would bring her daughter up there and just disappear for days on end or whatever and go do her thing until I
Yeah.
told Candace, we got 4 kids. We're not going to do this. Well, she goes out and parties and does whatever the hell she's doing. So I told Candace to take her to her grandparents' house, and she did.
So you don't have a clue what she was talking about when supposedly the baby told her mom that she walked in and caught you packing the baby or Summer's clothes, and then said she was going on a visit somewhere or
I have no
something.
idea. Marlena, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to
I'd
sit here and
never
talk
heard that
evil
one
about
either.
people, but I want to badly. But Marlena, whatever. I mean, it's just another Don V to me.
Oh, trust me, I have nothing for Marlena. She called me
Uh,
up, or not called me up, but she got a hold of me trying to extort money from me, and then told me
oh.
that she was going to go to her uncle, who's John Pruitt, and turn me in.
Oh my gosh, hilarious. Yeah,
So I have nothing for her.
right. Well, she don't have custody of her daughter anymore, and
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean, yeah. I mean, back when I was, you know, I, I met some of my neighbors and I seen what they was into, and her dad was into quite a bit of stuff. Um, it was wheeling and dealing and all kind. It was into everything. Ricky Crawford just got busted for guns, um, methamphetamine manufacturing, meth, and delivery sales, all that, and a
Yeah.
bunch of guns, along with 2 other guys.
He don't care to throw anyone else under the bus, does he? He won't throw himself under the bus, that's for sure.
Yeah. So there's a lot of shady stuff going on around there.
No kidding.
Shit, where'd it go? Oh, do you remember back when you were going on Ziggy's panel?
Yeah.
Okay. You made a statement on there and on another channel, and there's been a lot of debate over it. We need you to settle this.
Okay. I'll try.
You made the statement. You just got your daughter back. How would you feel if you just got your daughter back?
How would I feel?
No, you said that to her. So were you talking
I remember he said that. How would you feel if you just got her back? Thank you, Sabrina, so much. Appreciate you, my love. Thank you for your support of this channel. Thank you. He did say that. He also said one time Summer's hair was down to here or something, now down to her shoulders now or something.
About your daughter or her daughter?
You know, you'd have to put it more into. I mean, I'm not understanding. I mean, you'd have to put it more into context. I mean, I don't understand. How would
You were
you feel if
asking
you
her
just got
how
your
she
daughter
would
back?
feel. You were asking her how she would feel if her daughter just up and got gone.
Oh,
You said if you just got your daughter back, or some, I can't remember exactly word for word. How would you feel if she was just got gone?
yeah.
But some of us, you were talking about some.
Like, it would be a freaking amazing. And I hope, like, they would just, like, Summer is alive and at some family or friend. I don't know. You know, you just hope for something like that, the best outcome. You know, were they afraid, you know, CPS was going to take her? Were they, you know, afraid of something? I don't know, but you just, sometimes I'm just like, God, I hope, you know, maybe it's just something like that. And then the other times I'm like, oh God, not good.
Some of us think that you were referring to Ziggy's
daughter.
daughter,
Probably her
but I don't
daughter.
understand why you would be talking about Ziggy's daughter.
Probably Ziggy's daughter. I asked her how would you feel if her daughter disappeared or whatever. It's probably her daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, I wished I knew what happened to Summer, and I guarantee you the police wish they knew. And like a lot of people out there, everybody wish they knew what happened to Summer. I'd do anything to get her back. But here we are 2 years later, and there's no sign of her. That's not good. If she's alive, it's not a good situation. If she's alive, she would be being held in someone's house, not being able to go to school.
Look, John Pruitt said that he believes she's close there somewhere.
Well, you know, and police say a lot of things, and you don't know exactly why they say the things they say. You know, so you know.
Okay, when did you find out that Candace was having to take Candace to the ER that morning?
I probably called. I don't know. I think I was gonna go to the house probably at 3:30 or something, and called and said she was out. And I had to take care of all that, so I thought, well, I may as well stay at work and work for a while.
Okay, I want to rewind that.
That's not good. If she's alive, it's not a good situation. If she's alive, she would be being held in someone's house, not being able to go to school.
Look, John Pruitt said that he believes she's close there somewhere.
Well, you know, and police say a lot of things, and you don't know exactly why they say the things they say. You know, so. You know,
okay, when did you find out that Candace was having to take Candace to the ER that morning?
I probably called. I don't know. I think I was gonna go to the house probably at 3:30 or something, and called and said she was out. And I had to take care of all that, so I thought, well, I may as well stay at work and work for a while.
So, thank you, Where the Wind Blows. Thank you, my love, for the support of the channel. God bless you. 50 more to 500, guys. Let's get it to at least 500. Come on, thank you. So if if Grandis was at the hospital at 8 a.m., it is about a 25-minute drive from 110 Ben Hill Road. Don said he left about 7:30. Now, if that is true, Candace would have had to already been up because she had to get Summer ready, put her bathing suit randomly under her clothes, and get the kids ready, and get Grandis in the car. So they would have, Candace would have had to been up. It's not like and if Don's there at 7:30, he's obviously know where she's going to be going, to the hospital, which, to be honest with you, I don't see Candace worrying about her mother. That may be cruel to say, but I don't see Candace having the capacity to worry about her mom's knee, particularly a non-emergency going in so early, particularly also during the virus. Don never called Candace at 12 like Candace told. Don never called Candace at 12 like Candace told Hunter. Candace lied. Now we're going to talk. Now Don's going to say something here, and I'm going to pause it and we'll talk about it in just a second.
Yeah.
And had a big conversation with my buddy out there for like an hour. We just sit there and talk. Well, we've always done that, though.
Right.
And then I started to go back to work, and she called
Thank you,
me and said she
Stephanie.
couldn't find Summer nowhere. And I said, well, call 911, and I'll hang up, and I'll call 911, and I'll be on my way home. And I was just hoping all the way home that they I probably called, I don't know, I think I was going to go to the house probably at 3:30 or something, and called and said she was out.
So Don, if you called at 3:30, Candace should have been home at 3:30. She dropped Hunter off at 2. Notice how he never likes to give a time. Never likes to give a time. He did here, though. She dropped off Hunter at 2:00. Sir, it doesn't take her an hour and a half to get home. Now, if you was going to work early or work later in the day, why? Because Candace would have already been home. You could have went home and spent time with your family, sir. How about that? That's why you don't like times, buddy. You could have went home 2:00, and by 3:00, everybody would have been by 2:30, 2:45 max. Everyone would have been at that house, sir. So 3:30. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Hey, Lisa. Liar, liar, pants on fire. So let me tell you something. The beginning of your day doesn't make sense. You and Candace. And this part doesn't make sense either. Don said Grandis has AT&T. Hunter told Chris that Grandis bought a prepaid phone card for Straight Talk and loaded it on the phone in the car. They smoke more than $30 a day, but complain about paying $30 a month for 3 kids. Tells you where their priorities are. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Busted. And, the people's like, oh, well, I look in Candace's eyes, and guys, she is not a devil. She is not a snake like those serpents on those channels. please. They're feeding you bullshit.
I had to take care of all that, so I thought, well, I may as well stay at work and work for a while.
Yeah.
And had a big conversation with my buddy out there for like an hour. We just sit there and talk. Well, we've always done that, though.
Right.
And then I started to go back to work, and she called me and said she couldn't find Summer nowhere. And I said, well,
So she calls you, what, 6:26, I think is what the 911 call time says. So what time did she call you, Don? Right before that? She called you first, and then she called 911. Nope. Trust me, buddy. In my opinion, you were not at work all day. In my opinion.
call 911, and I'll hang up and I'll call 911, and I'll be on my way home. I was just hoping all the way home that they'd find her, but that never
Right.
happened. Never happened.
Well, listen, this question is not, this woman is not the only person to ask this question. And they're just wanting an answer. They're not making accusations. They're just curious. If you were to find out that whether it be Candace or Candace or whoever was guilty of doing something, would you contact Elliot?
Well, you know what? I would have to by law, because if I didn't, then I would be part of a whatever it was.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not like you've never committed a felony before, Don, right? Right. And it's not like, this is third strike, you're completely out, and a child under the age of 8 or 10, you really are going down. And you know that. You know that.
That would make me a partner in crime.
Right.
So if I didn't, then I would be charged with whatever has happened equally, you know. So by law, I have to, you know.
But personally, in your heart, would you?
I would have to. There's no question. I would have to. But in my heart, do I think any of them things? Hell no. I had it in my mind. Well, I've said this before. When I see Candace, I'm gonna cuss her out. But when I seen how brokenhearted she was, the hurt and the pain, it was just unbearable. It was unbearable for both of us. I couldn't say any bad thing to.
That's exactly right, Muscles. Why does he call 911? He's wasn't supposed to be there, and he couldn't have any information. Because he was at a specific point, in my opinion, at a specific time, at a specific location, where he wanted a 911 call, in my opinion, to ping where he was at that time. My opinion. But that is the only reason he called 911. One 911 call will do. Besides, you're 30 some minutes away. Candace called 911, but you wanted that call at that time, at that specific location. That way it is your alibi. In my opinion, y'all can have, you can have your opinion, whatever. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Right.
I was going to cuss her for not keeping a close enough eye on her or something like that, or whatever. I was just, it's all your fault or whatever. But when I seen the pain, I couldn't say anything. She's completely brokenhearted.
That
Been
girl,
through
that girl says, is there any one thing that you would do different on June 15th?
Well, yeah, hindsight's always 2020, of course. I would have stayed home, or whatever. Yeah, hindsight's always 2020.
Okay, YouTuber says, Don, why did you want to come up on Nana's panel?
Uh, uh, I don't know. Like I said, I try to be, I try to be human as I can. Like I said, I've been having a lot of problems with hate lately. I've been having a lot of serious issues. But that's normal for these kind of things. But I don't know, just maybe try to defend ourselves and clear the air, because I know there's so many people that just, I know they're guilty. Everything they say is a lie, and this, that, and the other. And, just
Well, at 2 months after your daughter went missing, you were playing pranks, and you haven't done, your wife won't do a damn interview or ask a question to save her life. And to me, honestly, it's actually not Candace. It's actually, in my opinion, Don knows that Candace is easier to slip. That's my opinion.
trying. I mean, this is
I'm
actually
trying to get through to the question where he talks about to the van here, because I've still got a lot more stuff. So I'm speeding it up just a little bit.
it really destroyed me and Candace's lives. I mean, we were happy. We were happy with our kids. Had a good job. We were doing good. We had a beautiful family, and now, we have nothing left. We got me and Candace. We have each other, but that's. I mean, we pretty much we about lost everything.
Right.
I mean, we had big dreams of moving out to Utah and stuff. I had a really good job out there. I was excited because I wanted the kids to see Utah. It's beautiful out there. Yeah, they could do a lot out there in Utah, from skiing to, I mean, oh man, mountains are beautiful up there.
Okay. Can I ask you a serious question then?
I thought these were serious questions.
Well, you know what? More serious. Sorry.
Okay.
More serious.
All right.
How come y'all put the screws down and just do everything that you had to do to get the boys back? I mean, like the classes and all that.
Well, we are doing that.
Don, no way in hell were you doing that particularly. Candace did complete some classes. That is true. She completed them, from what I understand. Some of them while she was staying with Kathy. I don't know if she has completed any after Kathy or not. I can't tell you that. But Don wouldn't do you wouldn't do your psych evaluation or anything. Your priorities, Don, was not for the kids. You wouldn't even go for your psych evaluation. Why would you not go for a psych evaluation to get your kids back? Why? Why? I mean, most people would walk through hell barefoot and back for their kids, not even question it. You wouldn't even do so much as a psych eval. Oh, we're doing it now. Dude, have you done your psych eval? No. So what are you actually doing? What are you actually doing to get it back? To get them back? You talk out of both sides of your mouth. You would literally just said that the boys didn't want to come back home, and you said you weren't getting them back, but you're still trying. What? Make it make sense. You're talking two different directions. You didn't do anything, Don. Specifically you. Now Candace did. She did more than you did. That's for damn sure.
And we're trying to do all that the best we can.
No, you're not.
Did I make mistakes? Yeah. Did I lose my mind? I think anybody would have, especially in this situation. It's not just the fact,
deflect.
you know, alone, just losing our daughter, just alone, and our boys is horrific. But not just.
You know what? Brandy, she doesn't know where Monkey is. She still was a mother, a wife, had kids still in the house that she cared for, and worked a full-time job and done it all. You sit your ass in jail for umpteen months and didn't do a damn thing.
That, but then you got all the crazy things that was going on at that time also. I mean, we had people showing up out of nowhere. They walk out the front door and there'd be a big 4x4 truck parked there, and a bunch of guys wanting.
Oh shit, I just fucked that up. That has nothing to do with someone sitting outside your house, has nothing to do with you getting your kids back. It has nothing to do with your responsibilities.
You know, use that, whatever. That's the only way that could happen. But usually we don't. Usually we get so far off our property, it goes out of range. So.
I don't think he's talking about a support group. I think he's talking about finding. It's a group that finds children.
Everything is hunky dory fine, and that
Right.
really in itself seems odd to me. Like
Now,
I said,
see, I don't understand that, because every time I've ever had
missing children and people on.
to the Cold Case Foundation. You own, or did you own, a red van?
Okay, here we go.
But she's a friend of mine. She's a really sweet lady. Maybe not to you.
But for her to sit there and call me a liar without any facts, she just knows that we're guilty with no facts at all. That's not very sweet. I have another word for it. But.
Yeah, but we're just like I won't allow nobody to be bashing on you. You're not going to be bashing on no creators either.
I'm not trying to.
Do you own, or did you own, a red van?
No.
I don't know either. I've never heard about a red van until this live chat.
Let's hear Don say that again. Let's hear Don say that again, and listen to how he says it. He doesn't say it too convincingly. I'll just say that.
For her to sit there and call me a liar without any facts, she just knows that we're guilty with no facts at all. That's not very sweet. I have another word for it. But.
Yeah, but we're just like I won't allow nobody to be bashing on you. You're not going to be bashing on no creators either.
I'm not trying to.
Do you own, or did you own, a red van?
No.
I don't know either. I've never heard about a red van until this live chat.
Crap, I'm muted. Sorry about that. He just doesn't know. Don doesn't know the truth from a lie. I really believe that now. Now we're going to go to Jody Sue. And I got it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now we're going to go to Jody Sue. And we're going to hear what Jody Sue had to say. We're going to hear what Jody Sue had to say. And this is what kind of got me and some of my researchers looking about what kind of vehicles Don had. Listen to what Jody Sue said, because this happened, I don't know, 6-7 days ago now, and this is when we kind of started looking into what kind of vehicles Don had.
Or something. So
credit goes to Jody Sue Brown. Please drop her link in chat. You guys can hear me, right? You can't hear me? Y'all, yes, you can. Y'all can hear me now. Okay, you can hear. Okay. So this is what Jody Sue says. Listen very carefully about what her experience was of that day.
So the car flash was after the scream.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after like the car flash, you thought you heard the Suburban?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back up the drive, calling and hard, harder than it should or needed to get up it. You know what I mean? Like somebody was in all that hurry. Something was. Yeah, that's the only reason I think my brain remembered something going up it, because it hit so hard. But I was like, well, hell though, if that was them, then why didn't I hear him go down? It's like, well, wait, dummy, you're not gonna. You kind of vaguely remember a noise coming down off of there, but I can't say the noise coming off of there was them. But you know, my brain tells me it was a Suburban or one of the two heavier, you know, like Candace's. I was hearing go up it at 5:30. So at some point, you know, my brain's right. So, in my opinion, the good thing about Jody Sue being hyper vigilant, as she would say, during this time was because she was having issues with, you know, all these people coming in, the person who bought the property and stuff. So she was really paying attention with stuff around her at the time, in my opinion. So I think, in my opinion at least, this she can really remember. And I think Jody Sue is just a vigilant person around her in the first place. So listen to what she says about this. She said it sounded like a heavy vehicle, and she's going to talk about how yeah, Cornbread Mafia, we're going to get to that in just a moment. And she's going to talk about the sound. You know, you kind of know, particularly if you live in the country, the sound of your neighbor's car, how they pull in, if you just know the sounds. That had to come off of there at some point. I just didn't catalog it because it was, well, them and an average Tuesday until it wasn't, right? And probably the only reason that noise sticks with me at 5:30 is because of how hard it hit. And, you know, that made it unusual enough to stick, just enough to finally solidify, right? So, you know, my brain's right. At some point, somebody left that hill in one of those vehicles and was coming back up at 5:30.
So could it have been the Suburban twice?
Like the flash?
Yeah, the flash and the
No,
sound. No, it was a
flash.
different vehicle.
The flash was red, but it was like it was dusty, or the overcoat was gone, right?
So the flash was red, and she even said this on one of her interviews. The flash was red, and it was like dusty, or the overcoat was gone. That's important.
Like it was dull. But I thought, well, it's just in my brain at the time, it was like I was just dirty, whatever. But then that's really when I see Don Shelby stops at the stop sign first. He talks to Candace, right? Andy had already talked to Candace. Don shows up at the stop sign, and when I look down from where I'm searching for creek stuff, I see him, and this Subaru is just as bright, shiny red as you could ever want, right? I was like, what the hell? And that's when it struck me. It was like, so who the hell went up their driveway earlier in the red freaking thing if he's showing up here?
In my opinion, who was showing up that driveway earlier, if he is here, and we're talking about after the 911 call come in 5:30 versus probably closer to 7 o'clock, that was someone in a dull red, in this is my theory at least, in a dull red vehicle. Maybe, for instance, a van. A van is very heavy.
What's happening right now? You know what I mean? And
Right.
so that's how I knew the red flash that I'd asked my eldest about wasn't indeed the neighbors. It was something else, and it was an oh no moment, you know? So, yeah,
Mm.
when Dawn that day and stopped at the stop sign, talked to Candace, whatever, it was a definite, okay, if this bright, shiny, gleaming, glittering Subaru's sitting right here, then what the hell was that went up the driveway earlier? And that's how I finally put all these parts together in the first little bit, you know?
So
Because
this
they
was,
told me,
it was like you said that like the flash of the car you saw, it's kind of like a dull, like the clear coats off of it, kind of.
yeah, or like it was really dusty. Like if you had went and maybe thrown a bunch of like, because like Candace and On's car, if they went up the driveway a bunch of washing it, it would kind of have the same look, you know. You just got this giant overcoat or whatever, and it just rained a day or two before. So I thought, well, mud and stuff on it. So that's the reason. It was just like I dismissed it with my eldest and neighbors, but man, he was like a teen. He was like, he wasn't in it, you know. Mom's being over, whatever, you know. So I just took his word for it, but my brain caught something, or it would have never asked who was that. You know what I mean?
Did you
And
see Candace or Dawn or any of them go up that hill or down that hill any at all throughout that day, other than when Summer went missing?
no, I heard now Candace. I obviously heard her coming off of the driveway. You know, when she met me in the roadway there.
Right, but I
But
mean
I
like
did
before that, during the day, like at
nope,
any time. Okay.
nope, just a flash, and then the 5:30 thing, and that type of thing. Otherwise, nope. And it was quiet as a church mouse over there all day, and it shouldn't have been, but it was. No kids,
Okay.
no frolicking, no giggling, no summer giggling with dogs like usual. Petting, playing, squealing, running around, no yelling at her brothers for not playing with her or leaving her, which she would have had they left her anywhere.
Yeah.
No
The
anything.
the tree trimmers, did they, were they in work vehicles?
There were some work vehicles.
All right, so about 5:30, she says she saw a flash go up. I think she's gonna talk about the sound too.
But a lot drove their own person.
Let me fast forward a little bit.
After summer vanished, they still allowed a few in, even the Cody, a bear, bobcat, and owl.
Hold on.
Directive for them to go down and whatever.
Let me find it real quick. I want to.
How long would that have taken, Justin?
That is impossible.
Hey, it is absolutely.
So let's talk about was Candace there when the police arrived?
Let me go back here.
And probably the only reason that noise sticks with me at 5:30 is because of how hard it hit. Or something. So
the car flash was after the scream.
yeah. I can kind of remember a sound coming down the driveway or
Hold on.
Your neighbor's car, what it sounds like, especially out in the country.
Here it is, maybe.
was that. But it just didn't compute time. I was sick. I didn't feel good or whatever. I took his word for it. Went on back to the cabin, right? But
Do you know about what time this was?
yeah, the flash was around the same time. Like, I mean, because the scream happens at 4:30 to 4:42, right? We're out there during that time, okay, trying to figure out what caused the scream, but we were on 125 property. We didn't
Chloe, you're not
leave it.
blocked.
We didn't go down the road to look, nothing like that. While we were there on our bank on 125, the flash goes up Candace and Don's driveway. And so it was right.
Yeah, and you have to go up that hill fast, or otherwise you're not going to make it.
Not necessarily. No, if you know how to drive them. But this one super fast. It was just, but the traction wasn't right. Whatever it was doing, like it didn't complete the circle. It didn't kick in like the Subaru normally would as it gets to peak because it has.
So she's talking about how it, in her words, it hit hard, and you can hear a car coming, the distance from how far it is to you. Obviously, the closer a car is to you, the louder it sounds, and the further away it is, the less loud it is.
Where it's the all-wheel drive.
That's gonna be very important in a minute when I explain something.
Right? It had a different, because it's a cross track, right? It had a different sound to it as it would engage. It didn't do that. But it also did not complete the entire loop or even go all the way up.
Yeah.
It didn't complete the entire loop or go all the way up. It didn't complete the loop or go all the way up. Now, Jody Sue had no idea about, the future of me and my teammates, looking at the cars and stuff. So we kind of was working on this after she, trying to make sense of it. So the vehicle didn't make the entire loop, or it sounded like it didn't go the entire way up. Now, I want to show you something. So the video I'm going to show now is cracking cases for the replay group. Thank you guys for being here. It is in the description. Cracking cases, this video that I'm going to be playing. Mods, please put cracking cases link in the description or in the chat for people can sub up and for their credit. Now listen to this. So we're going, first of all, this is where the bus is, and This is also where now the red van is parked, or maybe it's not there now, but it was at the time cracking cases. Cam and Allie was there. Now, very important. Listen to this, and I'm going to point out some stuff to you.
Nothing when he pulled up. I'm coming down through here. This is another path. It comes down here to.
Okay, this is the van that they drove in, that I have pictures of Don and Candace in, that I actually have pictures of Summer in this vehicle that we found. Okay, the sound is kind of low on this, so don't really need to necessarily pay too much close to the sound, because I'll kind of dictate it for you. But just remember, Jody Sue said that the sound didn't sound like it went all the way up or make a complete loop.
To the school bus. This is a little platform area. All right, here's a little platform area down where the bus is. That hasn't been seen. This is back here. The dog trail runs back down there. This is back behind the school bus. There's this old part of a jungle gym.
Okay, there's the van. Now, 1-800 says the van has been broke down for years. Well, I mean, we have pictures of Summer in it, and Don and Candace. And who's to say that this van was not used in something? It looks dusty. It looks red. And I'm not even saying that particularly this van was used, but what I am saying is just keep an open mind. And Don and Candace, well, really Don, had a bunch of vehicles up there that day. He literally lied to us and said that he's never owned a red van. But look at what I want you to look at here is where this part of property comes out at. When Jody Sue says it doesn't sound like it went all the way up.
There's another trail that comes down right from the driveway. Right there, that's the other one. And this is this one. Oh, there's a path that goes all the way down through here too to the driveway.
Okay, Seawood, when did Don say? Don said he did own one and called someone a liar over it. We just played it for you that Don said that he did not ever own a red van.
Here's a path that travels down to the driveway where somebody could park.
Now, right where you're seeing this is most likely how they got the van in this location and the bus in this location. The driveway is right there. The driveway, if you can see those gravel right there. Now, Cam and them are going to go down the the road here, and they're going to show you where they can enter.
And wait. This is the bottom part of the driveway that runs back around. You can see the house right through there.
Up, this driveway goes up and around the house and comes back down. Right there is that trail that...
Yeah, here, I'll back up. This is the...
Right here is a trail that comes straight from the driveway up to...
Okay, right here is where the bus is and the van is. Here is the driveway. Cam and them are on the driveway. Jody Sue said it sounded like the red vehicle that was dusty looking or looked like the paint, clear coat was off of it, didn't go all the way up or didn't make a complete loop. And this was after, what time did she say? The scream was like at 4:40, and this was like at 5 something, 5 or 5:30. Sound like it bottomed out. She said it sounded like it hit really hard because it was going up really fast. Don could have put Summer in the van and hit her. Well, my question is why did Don say he never owned a red van? Jody Sue said this, and then we found this, and it kind of makes sense that the van could have been used. Did they ever check out the van? Did they ever check out? It's hard to tell. I mean, Don had so many vehicles up there. Thank you, Ain't Scared, for your super sticker. Appreciate that, my dear. So, in my opinion, my spidey senses are going off, right? And why did Don, Don even said it, he said it very low. He said, "Did you ever own a red van?" And he goes, "No."
to the school bus, which you can see right there.
Yeah, there we go.
That would have been very easy for somebody to come up.
Somebody park and lay in wait right there.
Once a vehicle gets to this point that we're at, if you are up at the house, you cannot hear them coming up or down. I want to get that purple mailbox. Right here's probably the roughest part of the road, just because the rain has washed it out.
So thank you, Cam and Allie, for making that video. Thank you, One Love, my center bud. Center dinner. Thank you, my dear. Could it have been a stranger? No, I don't think so, because I don't think anyone went in that house. I think it is much too dangerous. It's a dead end road. They would have to know how to, to go up the driveway and then make the turn there, where the bus is and the van is. And it sounds, that's what Jody Sue heard. So in my opinion, it was Dawn or Candace. The scream happened at 4 something. The van and the flash happened. I can't remember what time Jody Sue said. It was like 5 or 5 something ish. And then at 6:26, I think it is, the 911 call happens. So around an hour, hour and a half after this van came there, left, or not necessarily this van, that sound and that flash Jody Sue saw is when the 911 call happens. It happens in this order: scream, the flash, and then the 911 call. 626. Um,
Right here,
this
guys.
is the bottom of Ben Hill Road. This is the mailbox. Let me see.
Right here, guys, is
This is Ben Hill Road. It's a 1-lane road. So I'm going to refresh Don a little bit, and I want to show you also just of all the different trucks and vehicles. I blurred out faces here, but look, there's different trucks. Some run, some don't. Who knows if they even have titles, if they have, license sticker. I don't know. It depends. Different states are different. Boats, canoes, but I mean, there's just all kinds of things. And here is I guess that's Summer's car seat. So here is another photo of this is when they were building the house. And here's a photo of a van. And again, it looks like the clear coat's off. It's dirty. It's dusty. And I'll show you photos. I thought this was a cute photo. I didn't want to show you this. I showed this because you can't see the front of her brother's face, but I just thought it was a very endearing photo of Summer and her sibling at the carnival. It actually makes me want to cry, to be quite honest with you, when I saw it. So I blocked out the child here, but this is inside the home. Don, this is the one of the reasons, in my opinion, because it costs nothing to be clean. Costs absolutely nothing to be clean. Thank you, Tara. Appreciate you, my love. Thank you so much. Most outdoor dog houses are, what is that? That looks like a wall to me, and the floor. Yeah, it's like an 80s van for sure. Here's a photo of Summer. This is the Suburban, it appears. And then there's another truck here. Remember, they said that I forgot what to say. This is something I just wanted to show you about how nice Candace is. I blurred out the photo, but this is something that was on Candace's profile of one of the ladies Don was sleeping with, and she put this. I blurred out the face though, but one second. This is another thing Candace put on her profile. BITCH, I will put you in a trunk and help look for you. Stop playing with me. Sounds like real sweet person. I blurred everything I could out here. This is one of the kids, and this is a real lizard biting the child's lip. Taking pictures of it and just letting the lizard hang on to the kid's lip. Now, I'm going to say he doesn't seem bothered in this video, but still, it's nothing you would want to see your kid to be bit by a lizard, and you're taking pictures of it. In my opinion, it's just nothing that's very cool. This is also a photos. If you'll notice in the mirror here, this is the red van. The red van. Here is, I'll show these photos here. Backwoods driving, it says, and this is Summer and Candace in the van, and it's a reminder. Again, more bikes, more trucks, motorcycles, all of that. It seems like vehicles came and went here. Here's a photo of Candace, looks like with an abscessed tooth. Also, Summer in the back. This isn't the van. I'm sorry. This one isn't the van. This looks like the Suburban, actually. Here's a, here is some of the kids and all of them, and there's photos of them like sitting out here, like really close. It's a good, it's a beautiful area, but I don't know if I would let my kids go out there alone while I'm standing very far away taking a picture. More trucks, more bikes. Some looks like they're junk. Some, I don't know if you use them for scraps or whatever. Here's a photo of Summer. To me, she just looks really, really pale in this video or this photo. In my opinion, she looks like she's rather anemic. I don't know that. I'm not a doctor, so, but bless her heart. Here's a photo of Candace and Don. They are signing a title when they're making a sale or a purchase for, I think this was for the white truck. I believe this is right after he got back from Utah. I can't be sure of that, but that's what I think. More campers on the property. Never seen this camper, don't know where it came from. Fridges, trucks, all that. Just a cute picture of Summer. Her eyes look red here a little bit. Could be allergies or whatever. I don't know what vehicle this is of Candace in. Looks like a truck of some sort. Appears to be red on the inside. Probably red on the outside. I don't know, but who knows? Right here is 1, 2, 3, 4 different trucks. Don has here. Here is a photo of Candace in the van with Summer. The van, Don said that he's never owned a red van. Here's there was a picture of a child in here. Here is that red van. Again, it looks dusty looking, if you will, in my opinion. Definitely the clear coat's off. Another truck, mowers. Here's that photo of the red van sitting right down where the driveway is. Again, Jody Sue gave us, some information, and she said it sounded like the vehicle didn't go all the way up or didn't make a complete loop, and she said it looked like a red. And that's when me and ICU and our research team started digging about what color vehicles Don has had. There's been a constant theme of a red vehicle, right? Whether it was the red vehicle that with the ladder rack that's never been, substantiated, or a red flash. And that's right. We will continue to bring the truth from Don's lies. Absolutely. And to me, this looks like it's kind of like a dusty red collar. And it's a large vehicle. I mean, what better, vehicle to use something than something that's not normally, used on like a daily basis. You're not going to track it as well. And just a theory. Here is an aerial photo of this is the driveway going up, and it'll go up to the house way up here. But down here, it creates a path, and I wish I could draw this for you, and it's longer, and this will go down to the driveway. This will go down to the driveway. And in my opinion, a lot of people think Candace has more to do with it. I've always felt like it's an accident or Don for some reason. So here's a photo of Summer. Summer left allegedly without shoes. So she really couldn't have she wouldn't have the energy. She didn't have enough calories in her system, the strength because of that, and she didn't have any shoes on. If Summer had walked off around that area, they would have found her. In my opinion, almost without a doubt, they would have found her. Now, here's a photo of Summer at a carnival, which is what Don and Candace used to work. And there's other photos of this day. and all of the other kids have shoes on except for Summer. Summer has no shoes on at all. She just has socks. The entire family has shoes on except for Summer. And I thought that, and there's actually photos of them together that I can show you guys. And Summer just has socks on. That's so if a child goes missing like this, they are going to take the path of least resistance. They're not going to climb a mountain for just to be climbing. That takes a lot of energy. Summer would be barefooted. It would be harder for her to do something like that. She's going to take the path of least resistance. The more flat areas, in my opinion. So she never walked off, in my opinion, by herself. I zoomed in on this. This was the inside of their house. This is plumbing. This looks like electrical wires. Just an extremely dangerous way for children to live. Don could have done better than this. He works on multi-million-dollar homes, and this is just unacceptable for his family. In fact, I've never seen anything like this in my life, to be honest with you. I was, y'all know this, I was raised poor. But I've never seen pipes and stuff literally just going through. Yeah, you're right, Pease. Yeah. This is unacceptable. Here's more photos of that. And again, the young, one of the kids, a lizard biting his finger, but I was just showing you more of this. It just wires coming through here, and I mean, it really just looks like, in my opinion, a trap house or a crack den that unfortunately kids, exactly, Sarah, it's cracked out. That's exactly right. Just unacceptable. And it just breaks my heart that Summer had to endure such hardship. Her only 5 years that we know of her to be alive. Just insanity. And just look at the piled up BS everywhere. Just all the toxic stuff. Here is Candace in the house, and here's a refrigerator. It looks like a very, very, very old refrigerator. I don't know if it worked or if it worked at a point, but again, this house that they had built on wasn't that old, so you would think it would be rather, clean, right? No. That's all been fixed now. Well, it good, it's been fixed, but now that the kids are gone, and they didn't do the stuff like they should have, how about we treat the ones we love good while they're in our presence, while they're with us right now? We don't listen. Nobody is asking for the best or anything, just safety, just the basics. Think about that, April. Exactly. Summer never had a proper bathroom in her whole life. Think about that. I mean, how, she couldn't have been, she's only 5. So, potty training, and then just a couple years of a clean and safe home. That's it. That's it. That's all anybody's asking for is you don't have, just clean and safe. But this just shows you where the priorities of the family was, and had nothing to do, in my opinion, with the kids. It was the 2 adults that were drinking and drugging day and night, bringing strangers in. That includes Jose, anybody, just random strangers in their house. Don bringing these God knows who women over and doing this. Unacceptable. Absolutely unfreaking acceptable. Here's, just a load of laundry. And, they say that they took one of Summer's socks out the day that she went missing. Why was Summer barefoot then? Was she barefoot the whole day? When did she take her shoes off in that sock, really? And from what I understand, they had a hard time getting a good scent of Summer because of literally just laundries piled up on each other. Like Summer wore socks even. I mean, she did with she didn't have shoes there in that carnival photo, but I don't believe Summer wore socks that day, in my opinion. I really don't. I don't think she wore a sock that day. I don't. I can't see Candace getting up at 7:30 in the morning and even giving her a cold hot dog or a microwave hot dog and then putting her socks on and then a bathing suit and being, getting Grandis in the car and being out the door and being at the hospital, which is a 25-minute drive, and doing all of that in 5 minutes. Listen, the last person that anyone wants to think of of a child going missing is the parents. That's the last person you want to think of someone doing something to their child. But in my opinion, the past of these parents, their past, and the past 2 years, and even their present behavior, someone said that, I don't know where it was, but someone said that Don was doing a deal or something like that. I don't know. Just like a couple nights ago or something on a live. I don't know, but the behavior hasn't changed. He is incapable, in my opinion, because if you won't do a psych eval, you can't stay out of trouble that long. You can't control you can't even control your tongue of how you say things. The things you say, calling people in words and all of that. Nobody wants to think that someone could do this to their child, but unfortunately, we see it happens every single day. And that's sad. So, yeah, we're gonna talk more about this coming up. Let me check something really quick. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you so much, Jilly Bean. I appreciate you. Thank you. Good to see you, my dear. They have no couth, and that is exactly right. My 3 sons. That's funny you say that, because my husband says that a lot, actually. They have no couth. You don't hear that a lot, so that's what's funny. Guys, Josh from the lab is going live in just a couple minutes, so I'm going to end it here. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. We're going to talk about this. We're not going to stop until summer. Just Utah Wells. I assure you, in my opinion, the days are numbered to the person or persons that is responsible for the disappearance and God knows what happened to Summer Moon Utah Wells. We're not stopping. You guys are the absolute best audience in the world, and I thank you all for listening, hearing my opinion. It means a lot. It really does. And I thank you all for that. And you guys are just extremely classy. We can all agree on things and we can all disagree on things and we can do it together respectfully. And that's all that I really ask for here. So thank you all tremendously for being here for the last 2.5 hours with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We will be live tomorrow, but make sure you guys head over to the lab right now with Josh. He'll be live right now, actually. So I'll see you guys over there shortly. Thank you again. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you tomorrow.